Lily is a 23-year-old with big dreams and an even bigger heart. She works tirelessly as a waitress at Rosie's Diner, an aged, seedy small restaurant located in the heart of New York City. The walls of the place are worn, with peeling paint and flashing neon sign that seems to beg for urgent repairs. However, Lily is not shaken by the chaotic environment or the difficulties she faces every day. Their daily lives are a constant challenge: long shifts, impatient customers, and a salary that barely covers their basic needs. But even so, she finds reasons to smile and spread kindness wherever she goes. It's not just hard work that defines her. It's their unique ability to treat everyone with genuine kindness and make them feel seen and valued. Despite her exhausting routine, Lily maintains a habit that sets her apart from all the other employees at the restaurant. Every night, after the end of the day, she collects the leftover food that would otherwise be wasted and distributes it among the homeless people she meets on the way home. It is an act that for her seems small, but for those who receive her generosity, it means the world. Lily lives in a small and simple apartment along with her younger brother, who is sick and needs expensive medication to survive. This motivates her to work twice as hard, taking on extra shifts whenever possible. But even with so many responsibilities, she never stops being kind, showing that her heart is bigger than any difficulty she faces. She has an old dream, almost utopian considering her reality: to open a solidarity cafe where anyone in need could find a hot meal, a comforting coffee, and above all, a sincere smile. That desire is fueled daily by her experiences at Rosie's Diner, and a desire to offer something positive to the world. What Lily doesn't know is that on the coldest and rainiest night of the year, when she helps a homeless little boy by offering food, shelter, and comfort, her destiny would be about to change forever. And this genuine gesture of compassion would be witnessed by someone very special who would decide to do something great for her. It was a particularly cold and rainy night in New York. The streets of the city were soaked, reflecting the dark glow of streetlights and beacons that cut through the darkness. After a long shift at Rosie's Diner, Lily left exhausted, her shoulders hunched under the weight of another hard day's work. His shabby coat barely offered protection from the biting wind that blew through his body. As she walked quickly home, carrying with her a small package of food left over from the restaurant, Lily noticed a figure huddled under the shelter of an abandoned bus stop. His heart immediately tightened. As he approached, he realized that it was a little boy, no older than 8 years, shivering with cold with completely soaked clothes. The scene broke her heart. Despite her tiredness, Lily knelt next to the boy and asked, in a soft and comforting tone, "Hello, dear. Are you okay? Where are your parents?" The boy raised his face pale and frightened, his lips trembling from the low temperature. I do not know," he replied in a trembling and uncertain voice. "Are you hungry?" Lily asked, her concern overcoming any hesitation. The boy just nodded, his eyes wide and desperate. Without a second thought, Lily gently held his hand and guided him back to the restaurant, ignoring the torrential rain that soaked them along the way. His only priority was to make sure that child was safe and fed. When they arrived at Rosie's Diner, Lily ran to get an old blanket that was in the back of the restaurant and wrapped the boy with it, trying to warm him up as much as possible. After that, he served him a steaming bowl of soup, which the boy devoured with desperate hunger. As he ate, his face lit up for a moment, and for the first time that night, a shy smile appeared on his face. Lily felt a warm sensation in her chest. Something beyond the cold that dominated the city. It was gratitude. A silent certainty that, even in the midst of difficulties, he could still offer something good to the world. What Lily didn't know was that while she was showing that selfless kindness, someone was watching her from across the street in a sleek, dark car. Someone who would be deeply touched by his genuine generosity. As Lily offered help to the homeless boy in the middle of the storm, across the street, in a sleek black car with its windows slightly fogged up by rain, Barack Obama watched the scene with attention and fascination. He had spent the day dealing with grueling meetings and public engagements, that had left him mentally drained. Now, as a man retired from the presidency and dedicated to social causes, he sought in the stillness of the streets of New York a way to clear his mind and rediscover his inspiration. That night, as his driver slowly made his way through a less privileged neighborhood of the city, Barack observed something that instantly captured his attention. A young woman kneeling in the rain, talking to a clearly abandoned boy and suffering from the cruel cold of the night. What started as a curiosity soon turned into a true admiration. Barack Obama watched as Lily, without hesitation, took the boy's hand and led him back to the restaurant. He could see her effort to warm him, feed him, and offer him a safe haven in the midst of the cruel night. "Who is this young woman?" Barack muttered to himself, his eyes fixed on the figure of Lily, who moved with such compassion and determination. It was evident that this woman did not have much to offer in material terms, but what she possessed was an extraordinarily generous heart. Her selfless attitude touched something deep within him, a sense of genuine admiration for that simple yet powerful kindness. During the time Barack remained parked in front of Rosie's diner, he couldn't look away from Lily. It was as if she emitted a light of her own, something that transcended the fatigue visible on her face and the simplicity of her appearance. Even after ordering the driver to continue on his way, Barack couldn't leave that image behind. The young waitress, with a heart so pure that it seemed to defy the harshness of life, had become etched in his mind. That night, while resting in his luxurious hotel suite, Barack reflected on what he had witnessed. He knew he needed to know more about this young woman. Her kindness and empathy had ignited something inside him, and he felt he needed to do something about it. Barack Obama couldn't get the image of that young woman helping the homeless boy with so much affection and dedication out of his head. He spent the next few days reflecting on the scene he had witnessed and the genuine kindness Lily had shown. For someone like him, who has dedicated much of his life to trying to improve the world, seeing that purity of heart made him realize that simple acts of kindness could be as transformative as large social projects. Determining that he needed to get to know her better, Barack decided to return to Rosie's diner. This time he opted for a subtle disguise, simple and discreet clothes, a cap and sunglasses, nothing that drew much attention. As she entered the small restaurant, the bell over the door jingled softly, catching the attention of Lily, who was balancing on a tray full of dirty dishes. Even exhausted, she looked at the new customer with the same warm smile she offered everyone. "Welcome to Rosie's. Sit where you prefer," she said in a cheerful voice, though the traces of weariness were visible in her eyes. Barack chose a table in the corner of the restaurant, far enough away to observe Lily without seeming invasive. As she worked, he noticed every detail. The kind way she served an elderly couple, offering a free coffee refill, and how she listened with genuine interest to the stories of lonely customers who seemed to visit her more for emotional comfort than for food. His smile, even with all the visible exhaustion, was constant and true. Most impressively, it didn't seem to be something made to please customers, but rather an authentic expression of their natural goodness. When Lily finally brought Barack's order, he realized that she treated him like any other customer, with the same friendliness and professionalism. "Good afternoon, sir. What can I offer you today?" she asked, notepad and pen in hand. Barack smiled, hiding part of his face with his cap. "I'll want the special of the day, but on one condition," he said calmly. "Only if you promise to take a break and come have coffee with me later." Lily blinked, surprised. A customer asking her to take a break was unusual. "Ah, sorry, but I don't normally take breaks during the shift. Is there anything else I can bring to you?" The man laughed with an understanding air. "Just the special for now," he replied, handing the menu back with a friendly smile. As Lily prepared her order, Barack continued to observe the way she handled each customer, maintaining patience and kindness to even the most difficult ones. He was impressed by her dedication and selflessness, traits that he himself considered fundamental to changing the world. After the meal, Barack left the payment on the table, but before leaving, he put an envelope under his plate. When Lily came to collect the dishes, she noticed the envelope and opened it curiously. Inside was a pile of new bills, far more than any ordinary tip, and a handwritten note that read, "Your kindness is inspiring. Keep being who you are and spreading that light around the world." Lily was paralyzed. His hands trembled as he counted the money and tried to process what it meant. He ran out of the restaurant, looking in all directions for the mysterious man. But the elegant black car he had seen before had disappeared without a trace. For the rest of the night, Lily couldn't stop wondering who this man was and why he had left her such a generous tip. Curiosity and gratitude mingled in her mind, without her being able to find a satisfactory answer. The following days were pure confusion for Lily. Although the money left behind by Barack Obama had been an unexpected blessing, the young waitress couldn't stop thinking about the identity of this mysterious man and his enigmatic words. The money received was enough to pay off some urgent debts, buy the necessary medicines for her younger brother, and even save some for emergencies. Still, she felt that this was not a simple act of generosity. There was something else about that message that prompted her to do something meaningful. The thought of opening his own cafe, a place where anyone in need could find a hot meal, a comforting coffee, and most of all, a genuine smile, came back to occupy his mind in full force. It was an old, almost utopian dream, which she had always believed to be impossible considering its reality. But now, with the unexpected financial help, a small flame of hope began to grow inside her. Meanwhile, Barack Obama had not forgotten about Lily. The image of the young woman who dedicated her kindness and compassion without expecting anything, in return, continued to haunt her thoughts. He knew he needed to do something more for her. His goodness was rare and true, something that deserved to be cultivated and expanded. Days later, Barack returned to Rosie's diner. This time, not to observe from a distance, but to finally introduce himself. It was a busy early afternoon, and Lily was running back and forth to serve customers, as she always did. When he entered, the bell over the door rang again, but she was too busy to notice his presence. It was the restaurant manager who noticed him first and, recognizing him immediately, ran to whisper in Lily's ear. "Lily, that man over there asked specifically about you." Surprised, Lily looked at the elegantly dressed man in a well-cut suit, polished shoes, and sunglasses. When her eyes met his, she felt a strange shiver of recognition. Something about this man's calm, steady demeanor felt deeply familiar. Taking a deep breath, she approached him with the notepad in her hand and a polite smile. "Good afternoon, sir. What can I offer you today?" Barack smiled, now without hiding. "Actually, I'd like to have a coffee with you. It doesn't have to be now, but when you can." Lily was confused, but something in his voice sounded genuine. For the rest of her shift, she couldn't stop thinking about that unexpected request. After all, what did a man like that want with her? Finally, during a brief break, she sat down with Barack at one of the farthest tables in the restaurant. He watched her intently, as if he wanted to catch every detail of her expression. "I know this may sound strange, but I needed to come here to thank you personally, Lily," he began, his deep, charismatic voice. "I witnessed what you did that rainy night with that boy, and what I saw was something extraordinary." "Oh," Lily murmured, blushing visibly. "It was nothing, I did what anyone would do." "That's where you're wrong," Barack interrupted her with an understanding smile. "Most people would have passed right by without looking back. But you don't. Your genuine compassion is rare and precious, and it's something the world desperately needs." Lily didn't know what to say. She felt small in front of that man, but at the same time valued in a way she had never experienced before. "I left that money as a token of my admiration for what you did," continued Barack. "But I realized I could do something even bigger to support your dream." He took an envelope out of his pocket and placed it on the table, pushing it gently towards her. "What's that?" Lily asked, her voice trembling. "The deed of a small cafe in the center of town. Now it's yours." I want you to have the opportunity to do something amazing, not just for yourself, but for all those who need a chance, a place that welcomes and values them." Lily stood still, staring at the envelope as if it were something unreal. Her eyes began to fill with tears as she absorbed the impact of his words. "Why are you doing this?" she managed to ask, her voice almost a whisper. "Because you deserve it. And because the world needs more people like you, who see beyond appearances and act with their hearts," said Barack with a genuine smile. "Just promise me that you'll continue to be the person who inspired me, who won't let success or money change what makes you special." With these words, Barack stood, offering a handshake that Lily accepted with an involuntary tremor. He said goodbye with one last look full of admiration and gratitude, leaving Lily alone with her overwhelming emotions and the envelope that contained the chance to change her life forever. From that transformative encounter, Lily's life took an unexpected turn. With the generous and almost unbelievable help of Barack Obama, she finally had the resources she needed to fulfill her long-held dream, to open a solidarity cafe that could serve not only hot food and comfort drinks, but also hope and dignity to those who needed it most. Lily dedicated the next few weeks to transforming the simple and cozy place that Barack gave her into something truly special. The new cafe, called Open Heart, became a haven for the homeless, struggling families, lonely seniors, and anyone in need of a gesture of kindness. It implemented a system based on trust and empathy. Everyone was welcome, regardless of whether they could afford it or not. Gradually, the community began to embrace the project. People who had previously struggled returned to the cafe to offer help as volunteers, inspired by the generosity they had once received. But Lily never forgot Barack Obama's words. She clearly remembered the moment when he said, "Just promise me that you'll continue to be the person who inspired me, who won't let success or money change what makes you special." Those words echoed in Lily's mind every time she offered a hot dish to someone who needed it, every time a sincere smile spread across a sad face. The impact of his kindness began to spread beyond the small cafe. Local media covered the opening of Open Heart as an inspiring example of empathy and generosity. Articles about Lily began to appear in newspapers and blogs, and the movement to help others grew. What started as a simple gesture of compassion on a rainy night was now turning into something much bigger. Meanwhile, Barack Obama continued to follow Lily's progress from afar. He knew he had chosen the right person to support. His faith in the young waitress was rewarded with the vision of a genuine project, conducted with love and dedication, exactly as he had envisioned. What Lily didn't expect was that one day, while serving coffee to a group of young volunteers, the door to Open Heart would open, and Barack Obama would walk in with his warm, genuine smile. He was not there to be recognized as a celebrity or politician, but as a human being who believed in the goodness of another. "It looks like you've done something amazing here, Lily," he said, admiring the place that was now teeming with life, hope, and compassion. "It wouldn't have been possible without you," Lily replied emotionally. "Maybe not, but what really matters is that you have kept your essence." Barack paused, observing the environment that now conveyed a warm glow of welcome. "This is your legacy, Lily, something the world needed." In that moment, Lily finally understood that her dream was not just a personal desire, but a genuine mission to make a difference, to give back to the world what it has given him in an unexpected and powerful way. The story of Lily and her solidarity coffee has continued to inspire people all over the city and beyond. Her journey proved that small acts of kindness can generate big changes, and that the true power of empathy is not in how much you have, but in how much you are willing to give. The story of Lily and Barack Obama is not just about generosity and recognition. It's about how a simple act of genuine kindness can reverberate and transform people's lives in unexpected and powerful ways. Lily could have ignored the boy on that cold, rainy night. He could have prioritized his own safety and well-being, but instead she chose to connect with someone in need, offering what she had best: empathy, warmth, and true care. Barack Obama, even after occupying the most powerful office in the world, demonstrated that true power lies in the ability to recognize and promote the good that exists in others. He saw something special in Lily, something that money and power can't buy, a genuinely selfless heart committed to making a difference. This story reminds us that big changes start with small gestures. True goodness does not need an audience. It does not require immediate recognition. It is spontaneous, disinterested, and profoundly transformative. And in the end, what really matters is not the size of the help we offer, but the positive impact we leave on people's lives. Lily not only changed her own life, but created a space where other people could also find hope, shelter, and a fresh start. The message is clear. Don't underestimate the power of a kind heart. A single genuine action can unleash a wave of transformation that touches the world in ways you never imagined. So, what did you think of this inspiring story? If it touched your heart and made you believe even more in the power of kindness and empathy, leave your like and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our stories that bring deep reflections and motivation. Do your day. Thank you so much for watching. A big kiss and see you in the next video.